You are now listening to
the Primal Armor Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Home Gym Con. This is the first conference dedicated to home gym fanatics. At this event, you'll have the opportunity to get your hands on hundreds of pieces of equipment, get exclusive discounts on items for your gym, learn from industry experts, and much more. The conference starts on April 14th in French Lick, Indiana. Visit homegymcon.com to order your tickets and use the code PRIMAL to save 10% on your purchase. Using that code also donates 10% of the proceeds to Huntington's disease research. Join myself, as well as all of your other favorite brands and sponsors this April by going to homegymcon.com today and ordering your tickets using our special code. Welcome back to episode 79 of the Primal Armor Podcast. I'm so glad that we're now in the back half of winter, because this is definitely one of the hardest seasons for me, and I know it is for a lot of you guys too. I'm so used to being able to go outside and do whatever I want. But I live in an area where the temperatures reach 40 degrees below zero, so that isn't always an option for me. And this always gives me that seasonal depression, and I start to get lazy because there isn't much to do other than just be inside and under a blanket to stay warm. And that makes it really easy to start skipping workouts, and that makes it really easy to start packing on the weight. And a huge part of that is the lack of movement that we do when it's cold out, because we aren't walking nearly as much. Fitbit recently released some data on over 1 million people, and they show that there's an average of 1,000 less steps per day in the winter than we do normally in the summer. And this is in a population of people who wear fitness trackers, and those people usually do more walking than the average population. 1,000 steps equals 30 to 40 calories depending on who you are. And if you take this lack of steps over the course of an entire winter, that will equal way too many calories that we are storing in the body. And if we pair that with all the extra calories that we're consuming because of the holidays and the treats that are associated with winter, and it's no wonder that so many people are packing on the pounds. But walking is one of the easiest and most beneficial things that we can be doing for weight loss. And unlike last week's episode, this one is equipment free. Sure, you can use a treadmill to get in steps easier in a stationary location at your gym or in your house, but it can be done with your own two legs and no equipment and still see so many benefits. Harvard Medical School just recently came out with a study in the last 6 months, and that shows that walking regularly helps counteract those weight-promoting genes that people always complain about and say they can't lose weight because it's in their genetics. And they also found that walking can help tame a sweet tooth, reduce the risk of breast cancer, ease joint pain, and help boost your immune system. That seems like a whole ton of benefits that we can reap the rewards of by doing a pretty simple task that we learned as toddlers. But like I was stating earlier in the episode, sometimes the time of year or the situation that you're in can make it harder. So what can we be doing to get more steps in our day? It can be so much harder to get steps in when we aren't able to get outside and walk around the neighborhood or get to the park or hit the trails. But there are plenty of other smaller things that we can be doing to get more steps in. The first and easiest thing that we can be doing is taking the stairs whenever possible. If you work in or live in a building with multiple flights of stairs, making the conscious choice to take the stairs over the course of days, weeks, and even years will lead to a crazy amount of calories burned versus the person who always takes the elevator or the escalator each time. One of my favorite things to do is park as far away as I can in a store parking lot. That helps keep your car farther away from others so you don't have to worry about people leaving their carts right next to it or opening their doors and hitting your car. And you can get plenty of more steps in that way, especially if you have to go to multiple stores in that trip to get your groceries and errands done. Another good way to get steps in is to get a dog. While that might not be an option for everyone, it's an easy way to have fun while getting in more steps each day because they require constant play, and depending on your area, you might be required to actually have your dog on a leash to take them to the bathroom. So this can rack up the steps real quick because you'll have to be walking out there with them. And I find myself talking on the phone quite a bit. And whenever I do, I'm definitely a person who paces back and forth because it's just hard for me to sit still. So whenever I'm doing mindless tasks like that, like talking on the phone, I try to get my steps in that way. You can even set a timer on your phone, and every 10, 15, or even 30 minutes, make it a habit to get up and get something done around your house. You can trade in your riding lawnmower for a push mower if your yard is reasonable enough to do so. You can go on a walk to pick up your lunch while at work instead of ordering takeout. You can invest in a treadmill for the winter months and attach a walking desk to it so you're still getting work done while working out. And you can even skip going to the drive-thru for groceries, pharmacy, or food and walk inside every time. While just doing one of these small things may not seem like much, pairing multiple of these together each day can help make a big difference. And over time, they're going to become a habit. And you'll be getting thousands of more steps in every single day because of it. Those fitness trackers want you to be aiming for about 10,000 steps a day, because studies show that 10,000 steps each day reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, 13 different types of cancer, and even dementia. For the average person, this is equivalent to walking 5 miles a day. And that might seem a lot to start with, but the human body was designed to walk countless miles each day. 5 miles would be nothing for people who are foraging and hunting for their food. So 5 miles now should be easy because we don't have to have those stressors on our plates anymore. Making these handful of tips a habit in your daily life will help create thousands of more steps for you over the days and years, and it'll help you reap all those health benefits that I listed. Walking is one of the easiest and most innate things that we do as humans. Take advantage of your capability and see how quickly you can shed weight by just walking more and add more years onto your life in the process, because you're going to be so much healthier. This episode is sponsored by Executive Fit LLC. They build custom deadlift platforms, custom barbell storage pieces, and make indoor and outdoor signage for your home or corporate gym. Every platform that pairs with a rack is customized to that specific rack, so everything fits nice and clean. And they ship nationwide. Each platform has a logo applied in a way that makes it impossible to peel up from wear and tear. They even make custom nameplates for your squat rack. Visit executivefitllc.com to request a quote and see what's available on their store. That's executivefitllc.com to upgrade your deadlift game today. I just want to thank you for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you back here again next week.